I looked at the clock. It was almost 2000. Time for lights out. If I show up late for roll call before lights out, not only will things get pretty annoying, but it will cause trouble for my roommates and floor mates. I couldn't care less about causing them trouble, but I don't want them to messing with me later. My free time by myself was already over for today. I'll sleep, wake up tomorrow, will begin, and another long, gray-colored day will repeat again. I closed the grimoire and rose from the toilet seat. And at that time, Onechan appeared again and spoke. I'd forgotten. The moment I had returned to reality, Mammon's materialization had stopped. One more time, I created a strong image of the existence of Mammon in my mind. It's been however many years. It's a school.
聖ルチア学園の寮。ここはその共用トイレの個室。各部屋にトイレはあるから、ここには誰も来ない。静かで本を読むにはちょうどいいの。ここの寮は本を読むにもトイレの個室に隠れなきゃならないの？文書でもやってるんですか？
God damn it. I have a two-person room, so my roommate is always there. Our relationship is gloomy and it feels like I'm always getting ignored. The atmosphere is bad, so I really can't relax there. And as long as I'm not there, she can do what she likes, call her friends over and chat away. It's more convenient for them if I don't return until just before lights out. There's also a library, but there's a group that uses it as a meeting place, and they're always talking behind my back. So I don't like to go there. During lunch, it's the bushes behind the school building. During the night, it's a stall in the shared bathroom in the dorms. There are only hideaways where I can find peace. I opened the door to the stall and went out. I turned around, signaling with my eyes for Mammon to come with me.
Yeah,
no shit.
そう、ここの空気が一番まともなんだけどね。
When I left the bathroom and entered the corridor because it was near lights out time, several kids who had gone to play in other rooms were dashing back to their own. When it came time for lights out, we had to change into uniform pajamas that we hated and called prison clothes, line up in the hallway and go through the dorm leader's roll call. On the off chance that someone was late, we would take a collective responsibility and all the floor mates would have to undergo punishment in the form of volunteer work. As long as I avoided this, the girls would look at me coldly, but they wouldn't get in my way. That alone was enough for me. Mammon looked at the passing kids and furnishings on the dorm with interest. Without paying her any particular attention, I hurried back to my room. In front of my room was my roommate, who had already changed into her prison clothes, chatting with some friends from the room next door. When they noticed me hurrying back, the topic of their conversation noticeably changed. They lowered their voices, stealing glances at me. I acted like I didn't notice and went into my room and changed. Then hastily went out into the corridor. Everyone was already lined up.
お嬢様学校じゃないの？刑務所みたい。バカみたい。やっぱりそうよね。私もそう思ってるわ。刑務所よりさらに厳しい点は、素行が良くても刑期が短くならない点かしら。
After bad-mouthing the place, I noticed something. Having someone to listen to your complaints feels surprisingly good. Fortunately, Mammon's form can only be seen by her summoner, me, and of course there is no need to speak out loud for this conversation. All I had to do was speak inside my mind so no one could listen in. magic and the friends it creates might actually not be so bad.
こいつら揃いも揃ってもやしみたい生きてないって感じ
やめなさいよ。毎日姿を見られたら大変よ。
I don't think it'd be too bad.
夢も希望もかけらほどもない人間なんて私の姿なんて絶対に見えるわけがない。見ることもできない下等生物どもが
あなたはその半魔法の毒素を持つ人間たちがこれほどいる中で、
エンジェ様が私を権限させてくださる限りは平気です。ただ私を権限するために常に集中しなければならないでしょうから。ほら同室の子に呼ばれてません？
Don't worry, I neglect my daily life constantly. So that's basically the norm.
後ろ宮さん聞こえてる？
Nope.
来週からの終盤なんだけどさ、ちょっと相談があって。
Oh yeah, sounds like fun. She's probably trying to push a few more chores onto me. My roommate, who never even looked me in the eye normally, was smiling at me unpleasantly. But it will be easier to have the weekly duty pushed onto me alone rather than doing it together with her. That's a small price to pay to have her continue to ignore me non-stop. Even so, with a completely shameless excuse, she sidestepped the issue for some reason and insisted on flipping the situation around as though I should have come forward and done it on my own initiative. One of the special traits of this academy is that it's full of girls who don't know how to ask a favor.
何この子、ムカつく。
Which is why, well, if I was a female, I wouldn't fit in at all. Because I'd be too busy telling him to shove it.
眉間に思いっきり私の杭をねじ込んでやりたい。
I'll look the other way.
そうね。ぜひ今度お願いするわ。
Yeah. Having a friend nearby all the time to complain to makes me feel happier than I thought it would. It really was lively with all the 7 sisters gathered together. I'm sure just watching them mess around will be a lot of fun. I want to gain enough of magical power to summon all the 7 sisters at once and soon. So I'll train much more and finally summon the thing I really want to find.
エンジ様が本当に召喚したいものって何ですか?
I haven't noticed my conversation with myself inside my head and asked about it blankly. I hesitated to talk about it, but then figured that there was no reason to hide it and told her.
家族よ。お父さん、お母さん、お兄ちゃん。
それってつまり死者の魂？異界の住人を呼び出すのは召喚だけど、死者の魂を呼び戻すのは反言で、それは全くの別物。
Thank you, ma'am, and I didn't notice this.
反言はかなりの大魔法のはずですよ。
I know. So much so that even Maria can't do it at all. But that's the thing I want to find with magic the most. I've been warned that it's a very difficult high-level magic. So great that in the worst case I might not necessarily reach that point even after training for my whole life. Furthermore, I have no vessel. A vessel is vital for making magic succeed in whether it's summoning or resurrection. Because I don't have that, a magic that would already have been difficult is now hopeless. That's right. I have nothing to remember Dad or Mom by. However, by an extraordinary coincidence, I do have something to remember just Oni-chan by. And that's this.
そのピンクの玉の頭飾り?
Yeah, I was gonna say those jewelry things.
何それ? 言っちゃ悪いけど、エンジェ様にはちょっと安物っぽい。
Well, yeah, she probably got it when she was young.
昔、お父さんに内緒でお母さんと一緒にお兄ちゃんに会って遊園地に遊びに行ったことがあるの。そこのクレーンゲームの景品。
I know it's cheap, I realize that it doesn't match my style, and I could get that it's too childish. But this hair accessory is the only thing that makes me feel as though Battler is by my side. The glass case had been filled with plastic capsules packed with fun-looking things. It seemed that each capsule had some cute accessory in it. The game was to grab those with the crane, but I was young and it was too hard for me. I tried it several times, but I didn't even get close. Man, those fucking crane games are too fucking easy, man. Too easy, they need to be harder. Mom said that whatever was inside was probably cheap anyway, and we didn't even know what we'd get. So there's no point in getting all upset over it. Thanks, Kiria. But whether it was something cheap or not wasn't the problem. The problem was the process of grabbing happiness with my own hands felt really important and sacred to me. So I wanted the cheap thing inside no more than anything. Then oh my god. Oh, she's so cute. Then Battler came over after finishing a game of shooting soldiers with a gun and tried to do it for me. With his arms that were longer than mine, Oni-chan grasped the happiness that I couldn't reach. Oni-chan really was coordinated. It seems he often played with his friends at the arcades. After only 1 or 2 attempts, he grasped that thing on the other side of the glass with a crane that I hadn't even been able to touch, and threw it into the exit chute. When Oni-chan tossed me that capsule, I remembered that he looked very, very reliable. For several days I felt like opening the capsule would be a waste. Then one day I finally opened it up, and what revealed left inside was this pink jeweled hair accessory. Since that day, it's been a symbol for Oni-chan. Since I was young, I felt that having all 4 of us gathered, including Battler, was a precondition for a happy family. So I wanted Oni-chan and Dad to make up quickly. In my own way, I treated this hair accessory as a charm for bringing my whole family together. So I always used to wear it. I want to feel my reliable, fun, and wonderful Oni-chan by my side all the time, and let him live in our house.
でもお兄ちゃんの記憶はあまりに遠い。マリアお姉ちゃんがライオンのぬいぐるみからサクタラを生み出したようには、私は死者の魂を蘇らせる大魔法をいつか必ず身につける。
I hope he actually just becomes like just that tiny accessory. He's just basically a small pink ball. And he's like, God damn it.
それを成功させられる唯一の鍵が、よりしろがこれなの。
なるほど。その頭飾りにものすごい魔力を感じてたけど、そういうわけなのね。
魔力？お兄ちゃんのこれに魔力が宿ってるの？
園児様が宿らせているという園児様の兄を呼び出したいという強い思いが魔力。確かに反言は大魔法だけど、園児様はその魔法のために無意識のうちに着実に階段を上っているのは間違いない。
嬉しいわ。私以外の人にそれを認めてもらえるのは。
Your own effort isn't something that you can observe by yourself. In that sense, even though these words came from a shady demon girl who controls one of the 7 deadly sins, and that's still not shady in my opinion. It made me very happy.
反言の魔法に至るのと寿命を全うするのとどっちが早いかだけは私には保証できないけれども。
I'd want to have a quote shady demon girl hang around me for a while. Why not? Fuck it.
でも挑む山の高さが高ければ高いほど魔女としての力も比例していく。園児様はくじけることがなかったなら、きっといつか私たちの元の主ベアトリーチェ様に匹敵するほどの大魔女になれると思います。
なれるかしら。大魔女になってお兄ちゃんを、家族を蘇らせることができるかしら。
How about it? Are you willing to go for it?
反言の魔女演者教。素敵。反言の魔女はかなりレアな魔女です。そんな魔女がご主人様なんてちょっと鼻が高いです。っていうかむしろそうなってほしいものです。家具の価値も主の格に比例しますので。
What's the highest class? Because that would be me. Come on now.
もうベアトリーチェ様さえ抜いちゃって天下無双の大魔女になってくださいね。
Because I'll become a witch once I solve that epitaph. I damn will.
煉獄の7姉妹を代表して心より応援申し上げます。
I thought that if a magical friend were to appear for me, too, a cute kid like Sakatara would be best. But even this 5th sister of the shady 7 sisters who controlled the 7 deadly sins, no, that's the fucking best right there. Okay. That's the best kind of magical friend to have. Was enough to calm my heart so much all by herself. Maria has probably known that since long ago, and that's why she recommended the world of witches to me over and over and over again. and I kept on stubbornly rejecting her. I should have given in and started my training as a witch sooner. A year for a child is worth 10 years of an old person, right? Now I find my past self, which only ever complained, deplorable for wasting my precious time. Long after I turned off the lights and slipped into bed, Mammon continued to talk to me alongside my pillow. I promise. One day for sure I'll develop a magical power that can summon the Seven Sisters. And I'll let them have a lively and fun time. The 7 of them make a single whole. None can be left out. Family must be together. I must bring them together. My awareness began to return slowly. Unable to stand watching out Rosa and Maria's relationship, I ran away from Beato and Oni-chan's game, didn't I? I've got to go back. I've got to go back, support Oni-chan, and quickly bring him back from the strange world of the witch's game. Can I have another hit of that fucking adorable scene between Maria and Rosa? Oh my god, it's about as good as heroin. Holy shit. Oh, it felt so good. After all, as long as I'm here, I'm not allowed to call myself Angie. At that time, I felt someone's presence. Maria's? Oh. When I turned around, I could see Mammon there.
グレーテル様、そろそろお戻りになられないと、ゲームの進行に差し支えると。
Hey, how's it going?
速やかにお戻りになられますように、お願いも。
ありがとう。もう戻るわ。
よかったじゃないですか。
何が？
バトラお兄ちゃんに出会えて。
皮肉。
No. Why would it be sarcasm?
そう聞こえるなら、そういうことにしてもらってもいいですけど。
ごめんなさい。言葉通りに受け取るべきね。ええ、そうよ。こんなおかしな世界であっても、お兄ちゃんに出会えて心底に嬉しいわ。
そして、お兄ちゃんのために、ベアトリーチ様に打ち勝つ？
ええ、いつまでもこんな世界で遊ばれてちゃ困るもの。そろそろお家へ帰る時間なのよ。だから私が呼びに来たわ。
せいぜい頑張ってください。私、今の主はベアトリーチ様ですので、応援はできませんが。
知ってるわ。1986年10月5日までは、そしてやがては私の友人になるわ。
そしてやがてはその友人を捨てるわけですが。
I wouldn't fuck that. No, hell no.
何しろ。
Mammon moaned as if she had bit her tongue and staggering as she clutched her chest. Oh my god, no. Apparently the rules apply to people other than me as well.
大丈夫。それ結構辛いわよ。
What?
失礼しました。グレーテル様。
いいえ、ありがとう。嬉しいわ、お兄ちゃんに出会えて。あなたの最初の問いへの答えよ。じゃあ、戻りましょう。私があまりぐずると、あなたが今の主人に怒られるわ。はい、
ご理解いただけて助かります。それではこっち。
マモ？
I'm sure Mammon was about to say, well then, this way. But then she stopped as though the film had been torn off at that point. It looked like she'd suddenly frozen. Then I noticed. She wasn't the only thing that had frozen. Even the air and floating bits of dust had frozen in space, in place in empty space. A world where it seemed even time had frozen. Yes. This looks like a portent that burn will appear. But the atmosphere was different somehow. Then I understood. Lambda is gonna appear. It wasn't Burn. It was the other witch.
調子はどうかしら、エンジ？
Ah, feeling great.
ラムダデルタ、あなたにはルールの適用はないのね。
当たり前でしょ？
Of course not, because she's the god, basically, of this world.
ルールは他人を縛るためにあるのよ。自分をそれで縛るバカはいないわ。
No shit. Burn is a witch who supports me, but this girl is different. She just wants to have a good fucking time. And trap Burn. The witch supports Beatrice. In other words, she's a being on the opposing side. But there's some kind of difference between her and Beatrice. Even compared to Burn, there's something strange that LambdaDelta's existence. It's how should I put it? Maybe like she's being from a higher dimension. I wouldn't fucking doubt it. She is honestly on par with a god. to the point that's unfair. In any event, I was still unsure about how to deal with her. The only thing that was certain was that she was my enemy. No, just knowing that might be enough, but not be enough.
私に何かご用？
まあね、あなたたちの会話に耳を傾けてたらちょっと面白い話になったんだね。あなたにちょっといい話を聞かせてあげようと思って。
Oh, goody, what?
あなたは私の敵のはず。そのあなたが私に得する話を聞かせる理由が思いつかない。つまり耳を傾けた時点で負けということだな。じゃあね、See you next time。誤解しないで。私の相手はベルンであってあなたじゃないわ。つまり私とあなたが共に得をする話はあり得るということよ。悪いけど私には聞く気がないわ。
Although I said that, I probably won't be released from this frozen time until LambdaDelta is satisfied. This itself might be proof that she is in a higher dimension than me. I haven't been given the option of not listening to her. All I can do is try not to be shaken by anything she says and strengthen my mental guard. She'll probably try to make me believe something disadvantageous to me. Threatening me.
そんなに身構えなくてもいいってば。私はあなたの誤解を解きに来ただけよ。いえ、ちょっと違う。ベルンカステルがあなたについた嘘を教えてあげようと思ってやってきたのよ。
ベルンカステルが嘘？
あなたはベルンにベアトを倒せば兄が帰ってくるような、そんな言い方をされたんじゃないの？
さあ。
What do you mean?
あなたに話す気はないけど。
No, I want to know what she means. My brother coming home, I hadn't been promised anything that dreamlike. Getting just one person only if I was lucky had been a promise without very high hopes. But that's enough for me, after being promised an eternity of isolation. Having a faint but still non-zero chance was like a shining beacon.
ある意味ベルンのその約束は嘘ではないわ。ベルンがそう約束したのならきっとあなたがベアトを倒せばバトラも両親も解放されてあなたのところへ帰ってくる。
Well, that seems pretty good.
何の問題もないじゃない。
あの子は案外残酷よね。分かってて騙すなんて。
私がどう騙されてるというの？
I don't know what she's trying to get at here. Damn, letting her take the initiative. But I won't be released until I lend her an ear to her. So it's something I'll have to hear anyways. Goddamn forced talk scenes. Even though I realized I was falling into a trap, I urged her forward.
今は何年？
このゲーム版の世界のこと？ならば1986年10月4日よ。
その通り。ならばあなたがベアトに打ち勝ったなら、台風が去った10月6日に島に囚われていた人々は帰還する。
Okay.
1986年の10月6日にね。
That's fine.
だから何？
あなたの1986年の10月6日はどうだった？親戚の家にいたんじゃなかったかしら。
I'd been at the house only to Madera, my mother trusted Grandpa. We got a call. When I was playing with building blocks in the tatami room, we got that call. So if you didn't get it though, that would be good. After watching to make sure I'd remembered, LambdaDelta laughed unpleasantly and spoke.
ねえ、あなたの1986年10月6日にバトラお兄ちゃん帰ってきた？
Even though I didn't understand what she was saying, I noticed an unpleasant sweat just sweeping out all over my face. Yeah, of course not, because we haven't beaten Beato, though. Or is she saying that no matter what can happen, that you'll always be dead or something like that? I don't get it. I don't get it. What is the witch saying?
いいの？あなたがベアトを倒せばバトラは確かに解放されるわ。そしてお家へ帰るでしょうね。1986年のお家だってそうでしょ。バトラは1986年の10月4日から5日に閉じ込められているの。解放されたらその翌日に帰るのは当然でしょ。そしてあなたは1998年バトラが帰ってこなかった1998年の後ろ宮エンジ。
Okay, so she's saying that he's always gone in technically her world, but it doesn't change the fact that in this 1986, that Angie will have her brother then. That's the difference, so it's fine. Yeah, you won't experience it, but your other selves will.
意味わかる？
何言ってるのあんた。10月6日に家族が家に帰ってくるの素敵じゃない。私はすぐにおじいちゃんの家から帰る。そして私たちは出会う。めでたしめでたし。後ろ宮エンジは家族に再会できるでしょうね。1986年に6歳の後ろ宮エンジ。
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, there's nothing you can do personally, but for the future of this one, instead of having another Angie being fucked over.
後ろ宮エンジよ。違う。後ろ宮エンジじゃない。そういう名前の魔女の駒なのよ。厳密にはエンジェ・ベアトリーチェという名の全くの別人。意味がある。
God, this music's still like unreal. I don't really get it anymore. Huh? Huh? Who am I? Huh?
だからベルンは残酷だなって思うの。
Like, this is the whole, like, you know, alternate timeline, alternate world bullshit stuff. So, I mean, I already know where she's going with it. But, I mean, all you have to do is, yeah, you won't be necessarily receiving the benefits, but your other self will. So, I mean, it's not too bad. At least that's what I would do. That's what I would say.
意地悪だなって思うのよね。
It's better than Battler never being freed.
そういう子ってなくもないくせにね。
私何か騙されてる。
ああ、でもどうかベルンを責めないでね。だって考えようによってはあの子は嘘をついてない。ベアトを倒せば家族が帰ってくる。後ろ宮エンジのところに。でもその後ろ宮エンジがあなたのことだとは言ってないだろうけどね。
Was it like that? Was it like that? What did Byrne say to me again? Your assistance is required, your family needs it. Byrne started by saying that. Then I spoke. If I save them, does that mean my family will come home? And how did Byrne answer that again? I cannot promise that. She did make me a promise. In exchange for accepting this fight. This is what she said. In exchange, I will search for a fragment with the ideal world where you wish for. A world where your family comes home. Yeah, that's right. She didn't say any more than that she'd look for it. She didn't say she'd find it. But I was prepared for that from the beginning. Even so, that child promised that as long as I didn't give up, there was a faint chance of it happening. And in the end, she said this. I'm giving you a chance for revenge. In exchange, I promise to search and bring you the happiest resolution among the possibilities you're capable of accepting.
初めから辛い賭けになることは承知よ。だって私の1998年には家族がいない。絶対のゼロが揺らぐわずかな可能性として私にはそれだけで価値がある。仮に復讐を成し遂げても徒労になるかもしれないと 事前に脅されてるんだ。だからええ、その部分に嘘はないわよ。ペアとのゲーム版は完璧よ。あんたが立ち回ったところでペアとが敗北する可能性なんて生涯に一度のみ夢見ることを許されるかどうかくらい。つまり限りなくゼロとみなせるほどに絶対にその勝率はほとんどゼロだから、ベルンはそういうお茶を濁した言い方になるのは仕方ない。でもあなたに夢を持たせた点についてだけは騙してると言い切れるわ。だって天文学的な確率を乗り越えてあんたが勝利できたとしても家族が帰ってくるのはあんたのところじゃない。この1986年に存在する6歳の正しい後ろのエンジェルところ、あんたのところにじゃない。ベルンはそれでも100億のかけらをめぐりあんたに一番マシな世界を探すでしょうね。手土産に持参するつもりだが見つけられなかった。言ったわ。そろそろ気づいてきた？あんた、この戦いにご褒美が用意されてないのよ。それどころかベアと打ち破ればゲーム版は消え去る。そしてその駒であるあんたも消え去る。あんたに享受できるゴールは完全にいいえ、私の名において宣言するわ。この絶対の魔女ラムダデルタの名において絶対にないと宣言する。そんな、それがベルンの嘘。煙に巻いたと言うべき。あんたに救いがあるかのように誤解させた。私はそれを解きに来たのよ。つまり私はベルンと向かい勝利を収めようと思う。私のところに家族は帰ってこないの？帰ってこない。絶対に絶対の魔女が絶対にって言ってるの。これってすごいことよ。私に絶対が与えられたくて歴史的建造物を捧げた古代の王たちが何人もいたのに、私はそれを気前よくあんたにはプレゼントしちゃうの。これってばとっても素敵でキュートでマーベラスなことなのよ。でも一つだけいい提案があるの。
Let me guess, help you. Damn. I'm getting completely overwhelmed. I knew I shouldn't have listened. And now I'm starting to be overwhelmed by this witch LambdaDelta.
私の相手はベルンであんたじゃない。私とあなたが共に得をする話はあり得る。さっき最初から私はそういう話をすると言っていたから耳を貸しなさい。貸すしかないのよ、あんたに。聞いてやるわよ。聞けばいいんでしょ。
I finally lost control over my emotions and exploded from inside. I don't have a clue anymore. I believe that I was Angie. But at some point I stopped being Angie. And that's right, I'm Angie. Not Angie. Fuck me. Who am I? It's not my parents' child, nor my brother's little sister. I'm just a piece in a witch's game.
だってよく考えて。今あんたはバトラーお兄ちゃんに出会えているわ。確かに自らの名を名乗ることはできないけれど、それでも少なくとも魔女と戦うゲームの味方、いつまでも永遠に一緒にいることができる。意味わかる？
I can't stand it. But I understand. In other words, as long as Oni-chan keeps getting a tie in this game, it will continue forever. Continuing to tie means continuing the game for eternity. And it means that I can remain with Oni-chan as a piece, but if Oni-chan wins or loses, then the curtain closes on the game.
ゲームの駒の幸せは何？ゲームで遊んでもらうことだけよ。 押し入れにしまわれて埃をかぶることじゃないわ。そうでしょ？
In the past, the Seven Sisters of Purgatory said it as well. Furniture's happiness comes from being used, not being stored away. That's right. I am now the witch's furniture.
話を少し変えるわ。実は私、このゲーム永遠に引き分け続けてほしいと思っているの。終わらないゲームは永遠の檻。ベルンを今度こそ屈服させる未来永劫に開かれることのない絶対密室。ベアとはね、一応は勝つ気がある。バトラーを屈服させるという勝利。でもね、実はそれも私には困るのよ。
She doesn't want her to win.
だってゲームが終わっちゃったら密室が崩れてしまうもの。だから私、バトラーが屈服することだけはないようにある程度の手心を加えているの。安心して。バトラーが屈服しかけると私は彼の味方になったりもしてるのね。ただね、どうもベアとのやつ、それにうすうす気づき出してる気がする。このゲームに自分の勝ちは永遠にないんじゃないかって気づき始めてる気がする。でもそこはさすが無限の魔女。ベアとバカだからそれでもいつかきっと勝てる。それまで永遠と無限にゲームを繰り返せばいいと楽観してるわ。金髪の女は大抵考えが足りないって決まってるものよ。
Doesn't apply to her though.
この魔女のゲームは勝利も敗北もないってことなの？私が勝たせない。そして負かせない。絶対に。ベルンはそれに気づいている。そしてそれを破るために最も強力な駒としてあんたを送り込んできた。このゲームを終わらせるために。このゲームを終わらせる？終われば困る役目ははっきり断言する。あんたは存在が矛盾してるのよ。自らの存在理由は自らを闇に葬り絶望するため。
My goal is to defeat Beazo and release my captive family. And yet even if I succeed, I won't be rewarded.
負けられない。そして勝っても報われない。だから私は第三の選択肢をあなたに持ってきたの。そしてその選択肢は私とあなたの利害を一致させる。
Continuing to tie for all eternity.
そう、永遠に引き分け続ける限りこの世界は崩壊しない。
I mean, I understand why she'd want to do it, but you just can't. It's torture for him to be stuck there forever. But of course she's gonna want to see her brother and all that, so it's an impossible choice for her at least.
この世界は何？魔女とのゲームです。ベアとバトラが永遠に戦い続ける世界。そして同時にあなたが永遠にバトラと一緒にいられる世界なのね。
My head was spinning. That confusion became a hot liquid and I felt it pouring from my eyes. It was so hot that it felt like it would burn my face.
エンジェ・ベアトリーチェ、ゲームを終わらせ、あなたとバトラの交流できる世界を終わらせようとするのが目的のベルンカステルに味方する理由はどこにあるの？あの子はあんたを騙してたのよ。自分の駒になればあんたが救われるかのようにごまかしてね。でも私はそこをごまかさない。だから言うわ、エンジェ。私の駒になりなさい。私はベルンのように絶対にもらえない嘘のご褒美なんてちらつかせないの。私の駒となり、このゲームが絶対に終わらないように私に協力する限り
No thanks. In my own throat, there was a thick, loud gulping sound. You shouldn't have listened. If I hadn't listened, I could have remained an innocent little sister playing for my brother's victory. But I might be different now. I might have been degraded into a witch's furniture. One that cares about nothing but giving by being by Oni-chan's side.
兄を裏切れと言ってるわけじゃないんですよ。
Except you kinda are.
バトラが負けそうになったら全力で助ければいい。
If it looks like he's gonna win, you have to, stop him.
逆にバトラがペアを追い詰めすぎたら少し加減を変えてあげてほしいと。
How would she know?
その程度のお願いをしてるの。
Like, how would she know if he's getting close at all? Unless you're gonna tell her everything.
大丈夫。バトラを裏切るほどの必要はないわ。
Except it is. It's just, underhanded.
バトラ